Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 214 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I'm filming this a day earlier than usual, so I have a little bit less progress to show you. I'm filming it on Friday, May 31st, 2024, and I will get it uploaded on Saturday sometime late. It'll be up sometime late Saturday morning. It's just that we have a bunch of things going on all afternoon today. Tomorrow on Saturday we have to leave the house by 9:30. We probably won't be back until 1 or 2, and then we've got another thing at 4 o'clock. So I'm not going to have time to film on Saturday. And then Sunday we have church in the morning, then we're going to a baseball game afternoon, so I won't have time to film on Sunday. So today it is. We'll film on Friday the 31st, and it'll upload tomorrow. So how is everyone? Anyway, it's been a pretty busy week around here for me. I've been busy working on getting a lot of things added to my Poshmark closet, and just getting through some of the backlog of things that I've bought to sell there. So I've spent a fair bit of time on that and a medium amount of time knitting. So 2 things to show you today knitting. It might be a shorter episode, but you know me and my yakking, it might not be. So anywho, my first thing to show you is a finished object. I finished my Dizzy Streamers socks. Yes, I got the name right. Dizzy Streamers, it's a pattern by Nikki Heggie. And this was one of the 2 possibilities for the qualifying round of Super Sock World Championship for 2024. The deadline to finish them is sometime today, Friday. And I finished mine yesterday on the 30th and got them submitted. So, and they were approved, so I'm moving on to the next rounds. So this is a really cute pattern. I really like the little faux cable details on it. It has this, it was knit from the top down, had a standard 1x1 ribbing. I think it was 1x1. Yep. And then it went down into this faux cabley pattern. Then slip stitch heel flap, regular heel turn, and just the regular gusset decreasing. And then the pattern continued down the top, plain on the bottom, and then just a typical wedge toe, which is the kind of toe that fits my foot nicely. I've got big square feet, so a wedge toe is nice. I don't like a really pointy toe because my feet are not pointy. And so there they are. I still have to weave in the ends, but there's only 4 of them, so I shall get to that. I should get that done sometime today. I'm going to aim to get that done today. So that is one of the 2 patterns that were options for the qualifying round for Super Sock World Championship. Now the next round for Super Sock World Championship will start sometime tomorrow. I can't remember if it said what time the patterns are released. There's 2 patterns to choose from. It's lap 1 or is it lap 1? Is that what they're calling it this year? Anyway, there's 2 options to choose from. I had said before high octane and low octane. They're not using that. They're not using those names this year. So disregard when I was saying that in the past. But there's 2 different options you can choose from. And I'm excited to see what the pattern looks like. It'll come out sometime tomorrow. And depending on what it looks like, I will decide. More than likely I will cast one of the 2 pair on. One is a solid single color yarn, the other has 2 colors. So I'm just going to wait and see what comes of it. and I'll decide from there what I'm going to do. So that's exciting. And once I finished the Dizzy streamers yesterday, I got back to working on my muscle bra hat. And this is part of a knit along that I have going on my Ravelry. It's in my Ravelry group. And there's several people that have finished their hats already. Mine's coming along, but I have a long way to go. And I am loving the way this gradient is looking. So this is a yarn I dyed myself. The yarn I used on the Dizzy streamers is also yarn I dyed myself. And I've had that I dyed that a few years back. I just haven't got around to knitting it up yet. So it'll be another pair of socks that'll go in my box of Christmas socks. So I'm slowly but surely adding to that collection, but they're a good Christmassy color. So, muscle bra. And again, this was yarn I dyed myself. I have a couple videos of, or at least one video where I showed how I dyed this. And I'm really curious to see how it's going to continue to get lighter and lighter and lighter as we go through the whole skein. So I'm eager to see how that's going to come together and how it's going to look. I didn't do much on this. I just worked on this a bit last night and a little bit this morning. I was at this marker from the last time from the last time I showed you this and you saw progress on that. I'm not able to cobble that together into a coherent sentence. Anywho, I've added about an inch to it. Not a lot, but it was just a bit that I did while we were watching a movie last night, and a little bit while the hubby was on the treadmill this morning while I was waiting my turn to do my time on there. So that's it for my knitting content. It's pretty pathetic. It's not much. The socks, I was at the point where I was ready to pick up the gusset stitches when I saw you last week. So I finished all the gusset decreasing the foot and all the way down the foot on both of them. I did those two at a time in tandem. So I did the cuff on one, then the second one. Then I did the leg on one, then the leg on the other one, and so on all the way through. So I enjoy doing them that way because I'm not likely going to be struck down by second sock syndrome, which is, it can happen. And this week coming up, I plan on hopefully doing a bit more work on my muscle bra hat. I'm hoping to cast on one of the Super Sock World Championship lap 1 socks. Is it lap 1? Anyhow, I'm messing up the terminology for that competition. And I need to get back to working on my helical stripe. I think they're called helical stripe. I forget the name of these ones. But I'm ready to get back to working on these. My mom was asking about them again when I talked to her last night. So I need to get a wiggle on and get back to those so I can finish them up before I head up to Manitoba in July. So I have a month to finish them. I have a sock and a half, roughly a sock and a half to do. So hopefully I will be able to get those done. And what else? This might be an extra short episode today. I have not bought any yarn. I've not dyed any yarn. I focused almost exclusively on the Dizzy streamer socks and then switched to doing a little bit on muscle bra. I've just been spending a lot of time this past week, and the foreseeable future I will be doing the same thing. I've spent a lot of time just puttering around the house or apartment, getting things listed and photographed and everything for Poshmark, and I've been spending a lot of time on that. So when I've got good daylight, I'm working on getting the pictures done. So it's it's been keeping me busy and out of trouble. So I'm hoping maybe today we can also hit up a few yard sales. I do want to go and take a look in our little thrift store that's just a half a block behind our apartment. There, I saw they had a thing on their Facebook page that all the purses were half price. So I want to just take a peek through those and see if there's anything that catches my eye that I want to buy and list. I shouldn't, because I have a bunch of purses already. But there is a jacket there that I saw last time I was there that I hummed and hawed over it, and now I'm thinking I should have bought it. So I want to go back and pick that up. Hopefully it's still there. If it's not, well, it's my own fault. So, but otherwise, this is a really short and sweet episode. I'm going to soon be planning out what I'm going to take to Canada on my vacation so that I have plenty of knitting to work on. I suspect I will be working my way through several skeins of the Opal little minis that I got in my advent calendar last year, and just make up a bunch of mismatched socks. I know that makes some of you guys twitch, and I apologize to those of you that drives you crazy. I don't mind. So I do want to keep working on those. I had hoped to do 1 pair per month throughout 2024. So far I think I've only done 1 or 2 pair. I've got a lot more to do. So I am planning on getting those done up into little balls of either into a little mini cake or a little ball of yarn, so that I can have enough to make. I'm taking enough to probably make 4 mismatched pair of socks. Then the sort of shortest, because they're only a 20-gram skein of yarn. And then I have this nice gray opal yarn that I use for the toes, heels, and part of the cuff. So that's the plan for what I'm going to take with me for travel knitting and visiting with my mom and my sister knitting. I'll get a fair bit done while I'm at my mom's place, so that's good. While we sit and yak and visit, and I'll just happily knit away. So I'm hoping to have several of those to show you when I get back in the later part of July. I'm going to be flying out on the 2nd of July, and fly back on the 18th of July. So just a bit over 2 weeks I'm out there, so I'm looking forward to that. And otherwise, I don't think I know anything else to tell you. It's a really short and sweet episode today, and I'm just rambling now I'm just rambling. So, on that note, I am going to let you guys go, and I will see you guys again next week. Alrighty, bye everyone.